hello to all y'all. And just so you know, the Hey Gorgeous, that is for all of you viewers. That's what I think of all of y'all. That has nothing to do with me because I'm not gorgeous. But anyway, we are fixing today egg noodles. Well, buttered noodles. And grilled cheese sandwiches. Now, our grilled cheese is fixed different than most people.
Very simple recipe today. Anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it, and it's fairly cheap. Now, we've got this, I'm pretty sure it's a half-gallon container. Oh, no.
I'm sure it picked us up. I don't know if I can hear it.
Anyway, the buttered noodles that we're fixing, they're very simple. It's a very simple recipe. And all it takes is noodles, butter, Lowry seasoning, salt, and just a dash of garlic powder. Just a dash. To give it a little bit of the garlic flavor, but not a lot. But anyway, we wanted to let y'all know it's a cheap, simple recipe.
Hopefully anybody can do it.
Anybody can do this. I don't care if you've never cooked in your life. I've got the water level up to the bread here, which is approximately 2 quarts of water. And you always bring your water to a boil before you add your noodles. That keeps them from sticking together. And I'm putting in roughly a little over a quart of noodles. This bag is not completely full, but you want to put in enough that you're going to have it about 2/3 full of noodles, the pot. And I'm leaving about that many in it. And you want, since it's a copper kettle, I always try to use plastic or a wooden spoon, because I don't care what anybody says, these things can be scratched. Now, while I do this, she's gonna show you how to do the...
Yeah, most people use butter,
but we
use mayo. It makes it taste so much better, and it makes it less greasy.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna spread it, and it's like the outside of it, not on the inside. Like you do it on the outside, like you would do butter.
You can do it on both sides, but it takes a lot more time and effort.
Okay. I don't turn my burner on just yet until I get at least both pieces in.
Well, I already turned it on. I've got it on low.
I always wait till I get both pieces in and start getting the cheese on before I do that. That way it don't burn.
I'll turn it off. I'll let you turn it on when you're ready.
Because I don't have the pan greased or anything, so.
Yeah, that's true. You do not have to grease the pan, as long as it's a non-stick. And we always use 2 slices of cheese per sandwich.
Now after I've got the cheese on is when is about when I would turn the heat on low. It's not like too. turn.
About 2.
Yeah, on about 2.
Is it on? I can't see it.
No.
And if you guys haven't noticed the difference in me, I did have an emotional breakdown about almost a month ago. And it's not something I'm ashamed of. It's people can only go through so much and they snap. I didn't snap as in violent, but I got to the point where I couldn't handle anything and I was really in a mess. And I ended up in ER. I am getting help for it, and I want you to understand that if you have panic attacks and terror attacks, which I suffer those too, but any kind of emotional issues or mental issues, and even when you're suffering from having problems keeping your faith, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something that happens to almost everybody at some point in their lives. So please don't be ashamed if you suffer from any of that, because I'm not. I fully and freely admitted it on camera. And I have a lot of trouble with my sentences sometimes at this point. But I want you to know it's not something I'm ashamed of. It's something I could not help. And that's all I'm saying on that subject. Anyway, we are in the process of making grilled cheese. While this, we had to turn it down so it won't boil over, which if you'll hand me that wooden spoon, I'll put that across it and it won't boil over. They say putting a wooden spoon across it stops it from boiling over. We're going to find out, because I need to turn it up just a wee bit.
That's always worked for me.
And I will be right back with you.
How much butter do you need?
I'll need one stick should do it. That's let me wash this good bowl, and that way we'll, because I didn't get to wash up earlier this morning everything that I'd done. I got the water running, didn't get all up, and I had one bowl left in the sink to do when we decided to start the recording.
Taste tester here already.
The taste tester has got here early.
He is early.
Very early. This is not noon 30, but she's got to fill my fill packs anyway, so no biggie. We can handle that. And plus, we love visiting with her. She has such a wonderful attitude about life and everything, and we just love talking to her. And especially about conspiracy theories, like about Elvis not having died in 77, and us showing her proof of the different tales that went around about it. Now she even believes us.
It really don't take too long for grilled cheese. You just gotta watch it, because if you don't watch it, it will burn.
You want it golden brown,
Yeah.
like you would any other way, but
If you leave it just a few seconds too long, it's gonna be black.
which is the way I like mine.
Yeah.
But not everybody likes it like
I like it brown, but I don't like it purple.
I want it entirely toasted though. It's got to be completely toasted, like the center of that
Yeah.
isn't quite brown enough, and the edge of that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, these definitely are done here. I know. I'm just saying, like, I don't like it purple. I don't like it that black.
No, you don't want it as black as my cast iron skillet, because that's been well blackened.
Mm-hmm. I don't mush. A lot of people like mush, and I just like let them cook.
I do too.
Cause yeah, I don't like mushing.
I don't want mine mushed down. Now we're gonna stop the recording for just a few minutes until we get the first batch done. And we will show you, and since it is 12:16, we'll tell you exactly how long it took, because we'll tell you what time it is when we restart.
It probably won't be but a few minutes, but we'll be back.
I know
Alright.
there's a lot of people who
We're
don't know
back.
how to fry an egg. We are back. The noodles are almost completely done. And it
Yeah.
is now 12:21, and we have 2 fully cooked grilled cheese sandwiches, which we need to put on paper towels so that they don't get soggy.
Oh, I just got
I have a recipe that's my grandma's recipe, and I just followed that.
We forgot to put them on paper towels,
About half the time.
which we also cut these in half.
And this was my grandma that was from Alabama.
Because I don't know about most people, but a half of a sandwich along with the egg noodles is enough for me. But I'm weird, you know. I've never claimed to be anything but.
It's just there for you to squish your mashed potatoes and
But you just take it, cut it in half. I use my grandmother's knife because it's usually the best one to go all the way through. And by putting it on the paper towels, the bottom one may get a little bit soggy, but not nearly as soggy as it would on a straight glass plate. And just as you cut them in half, put them over on this side, or you can cut them on a regular plate and then put them on there. That'd be easier. Okay. Need to see how tender my noodles are. They're not quite tender enough. But once these get done, now the way I do it with the Lowry seasoning salt, I do it mainly to taste, because I'm a saltaholic, but not everybody is. So some people like it less saltier than others. That's why I add just a pinch of, or a dash of garlic, to add a little bit of garlic taste in case you don't want it to be as salty as what I would like it. I'm going to go ahead and add some of it to my butter, because as soon as you get that in there, which I'm going to have to wonder, is this thing going to leak any out? Oh, it finally did. This is how much that I have put on it, which it's enough. It's probably about a half a teaspoon. These are almost done, and that'll be done about the time these are. So we're working this out really well. And those grilled cheese look and smell so good. And most people don't realize that using mayonnaise, which the only kind I'll use is Hellmann's. That's just, I don't like a heavy vinegar taste in mine. And Hellmann's doesn't have that heavy vinegar taste to it. But it gives it an added flavor that butter doesn't give it. It gives it just an added oomph.
And butter makes it greasy.
Yeah, butter makes it a lot greasier than this does.
Mayo makes it crispier.
Very much crispier than butter does.
Seems to. I think so. I think it makes it taste a lot better and less greasy. And I like it a lot better.
You and me both. And I learned about using mayo to make grilled ham and cheese when I worked at Frisch's when I was 18. And honey, if it's good enough for Frisch's, it's good enough for me. Cause they ain't no better restaurant ever was than Frisch's Big Boy. Of course, Indiana doesn't have any. I don't even think they have one in Bloomington.
Not that I've ever seen.
I think that's mainly an Ohio thing.
Well, in Kentucky, I've seen them in Kentucky. I've seen at least one in Kentucky.
Honey, in Ohio, the city of Cincinnati has so many suburbs, I don't think they could quite keep up with Frisch's. Yeah, garlic.
Must be in the kitchen somewhere because it's not over here.
Okay.
Garlic salt.
No, because that'd be too much of it. Check in here. I'll bet that's where it's at.
I bet it's in that top cabinet where your cinnamon is.
We'll be right back.
Okay, we're back. Now
Grilled
for
cheese
the,
is all done.
and we've cooked the veggies. Now for the dash of
Veggies, cook the noodles.
noodles. See, I told you my thinking process is not great at the moment.
Butter's all down in there.
We
Seasoning
put the
salt.
butter in the bottom along with the seasoning salt. and we put just a dash of garlic in it. And you just stir these till that butter melts in good. And you should be able to see seasoning salt if you've gotten enough, so I evidently didn't have quite enough. Because you want it to have a little bit of color to it too. And Lowry's seasoning salt's the only kind I buy.
That sticks almost all the way melted because the noodles were so hot. So
Yeah, we
take
just had put the noodles in there.
So it don't take long.
Okay, I'm gonna let her finish stirring. I think I've done all the twirling I can do with my hand and arm.
Butter to melt the rest of the way. It's just about there.
And I'll let you taste test the noodle to see if it's got enough seasoning salt in it. Before we let the royal taste tester have it. And I'll go ahead and get her plate. Oh, it's already sitting here.
Yeah.
You done good.
I don't
You
see.
even have the plate sitting there.
I don't see butter nowhere.
I like a spoon or two of it, the hot flavor, but to eat 2 or 3 bowls of chili is what I'm interested in, so I need to plate.
Is it salty enough?
I'm not tasting hardly any salt.
Okay.
Tiny bit, but not much.
I'm gonna do it using a measuring spoon. What?
That is a teaspoon.
Okay, we're gonna put a teaspoon in and see how much that does. So we've probably already put 3 teaspoons total.
Yeah. Got a lot of noodles in there.
Yeah, we've got at least, that bowl weighs at least 5 pounds. And you can actually see some color to it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna use about 3 teaspoons.
Get
Okay,
her. Come here, Tammy.
it's
You're up.
royal taste testing time.
Yep, you're up.
Ooh, that looks pretty good.
Isn't-
Okay, we are back.
Now it is time for our royal taste tester to taste this and see what she thinks.
All right, what do you want first? Noodles?
Noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's with Lowry's seasoning salt.
And a dash of garlic.
And butter.
And butter.
And
Of
butter
course.
and just a touch of garlic.
And they're just right.
Now try that
Okay.
grilled cheese because it is made with mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Does it not give it a better flavor than butter?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's crispy.
It makes it crispier and better.
That's good.
That's greasy.
On the scale of 1 to 10.
Mm. It's above a 10. It's really good.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And it's
Now-
simple and not expensive.
Exactly. That's what I love about using noodles for things. Noodles are not expensive.
And
And
neither
it
is grilled
doesn't-
cheese. You always forget about grilled cheese.
That's true
Mhm.
because bread's not that expensive, and the cheese.
The cheese can be a little high end if you
Yeah.
get the name brand, but
which we usually get Kraft cheese.
But it's usually something you have laying around in your fridge.
yeah.
You
Always.
always have an extra.
Well, and we've used shredded cheese before.
Yeah. You
And-
always have,
Mm.
usually have a couple of old pieces of bread, and you can usually find an old piece of cheese if you need it in a pinch.
Exactly. And
Mm.
it's a very cheap meal considering you can buy generic noodles or name brand noodles. Noodles are noodles are noodles, people. They all taste alike.
And these are really good.
Yes, they are. So we hope you have enjoyed today's episode. We praise God because we have a beautiful, beautiful day today.
Very good.
And we love y'all, and we will see you again next week. And thank you for joining us in Kathy's Kitchen.